Yo, it's your boys. Let's get into it. The good, the bad, and the Annie. Joined here by the same two people, Blank Papers.
Yo, it's me, Black Papers. I produce the show.
And John. Oh, Spouting Horn 3. Did I just dox you?
Yeah, a little bit. Aloha.
Yeah, I'll just bleep it. It's fine.
Sorry. Well,
Professionalism.
Yay.
God, I forgot we had our code names. Dude. All right.
Code name.
All right. Anyways, and continue. All right, all right. So before we dive into the memetry and into the quick discussion, how have you guys been since we played since we
Well,
last
wait.
played 5 minutes
Who
ago?
are you? Who are you?
Oh, dude, I'm
Yeah,
Yama sama big.
never talked to you before in my entire
Yeah,
life.
I don't know who you
That's
are.
true. That's true. Sometimes I don't. You don't even know who I am. I don't know who I am. I am since not too long ago senior editor at Blank Papers Production. I'm
Whoa.
Yamas. Whoa! Co-CEO, senior editor, co-senior editor.
CEO. Oh, okay.
What happened?
It's kind of like it's
And you just kept
kind of
giving
like
yourself do something.
kind of like assistant manager. Like I got the title. I don't really get the benefits, but I do get this awesome name card. Let's dive into it. How have you guys? How's life? How's life outside of Discord?
Feeling good. I mean, today was my birthday. I think
Yeah.
I should say that. I think by the time this video comes out, no one will actually know.
Yeah. I think it's for the better though.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Today was my birthday.
Yeah.
It's
Relatively
his
speaking.
birthday.
Yeah.
What you do on your birthday? I should tell everyone.
I just went to church. My mom made me a nice little lei,
Oh,
little
that's so
thingy for me to
nice.
wear.
Oh shoot!
And then we went to go eat lunch. I had some chicken katsu that was actually pretty good.
Nice.
And then we just went to Target and GameStop and was just looking around, stuff like that, for a present. Because my parents are nice enough to still buy me presents in my old age.
That's
Yeah.
good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
So,
Did you cop the Spy Kids 3 game?
Oh my god.
no.
How much you want? Like, that would be the luckiest find.
Would it be the luckiest find? Would it?
No. It's just the
I
chance.
I did get a new tablet though, a Samsung tablet.
Ooh,
Oh.
Samsung Galaxy Tabs. I used to
Yeah,
have
it was
one
on
of those.
sale at Costco.
Oh.
That's
That's
pretty good, my guy.
Which
That's pretty
version?
good.
Which version is it?
A7. It was the cheap. This is the cheapest one.
Oh, I mean, it's probably still good.
Just a tablet's a tablet, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean it's better than not having a tablet.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
wanted
yeah.
it so that I could do my sermons like not better, but so I could have easier access to my sermons. I could pull it up and not have to print it out.
Ooh,
Yeah.
you're officially reading on the digital screen instead of printing it out. That's a step up, my guy.
Yeah,
Wait, I'm sorry. Can I?
I think I might prefer the paper better, but we'll see.
Can
Nah.
can I de?
I think I mean it's like a convenience thing, right? So like, because I have my church email and like all my church Google Docs and stuff like that, and so I can just get it straight from my Google Docs onto my tablet, which is really neat.
Oh,
Honestly, I don't think people appreciate how awesome that is.
can
I
it
know.
play
Imagine.
Angry
I
Birds?
definitely imagine. Hi.
That's what I got. I'm gonna go. And my parents don't want to. I'm trying to get them to go like halfsies with me, but they won't let me. So I'm trying to figure that out.
Halfsies, like for the price?
Yeah, I'm trying to help pay for it because I mean,
Ah, look at you,
I don't want to
stand-up citizen.
waste their money. So I'm just
Dude, it's your
trying
birthday. You gotta accept the grace from time to time.
Yeah.
to,
Definitely.
I guess.
This
All
is
right,
like the one.
that's Spouting Horn's nature.
This is the one day
Not
like you
anymore.
need to have that humility.
Nah, bro, he's the giver and the thinker.
Yeah, I'm literally the most humble person I know. So
Yeah.
Literally, all of my friends say you're nice.
I've
Yeah.
never met.
Oh, literally, everyone says you're nice.
I say you're nice.
You're awesome.
Yeah.
Bounty horn blank. This is 3, right? This isn't 2 or 1. We just found that 1 exists. Just letting everyone know.
Oh fuck. I don't think they know actually.
They don't know. They don't deserve.
Well,
it.
if you
Do they deserve to know? I can't say.
Yeah, I don't know if the lore came out yet.
Yeah, I don't think the lore
Oh,
came out
no.
yet. We'll leave it. We'll leave it
Oh.
unknown. We'll leave it unknown.
Oh my lord! I just
Can-
leaked it.
let's just say there's a reason why he's called Spotty Clan 3.
Yeah.
Oh
Wink,
my
wink.
lord.
Wink, wink.
Okay. How about you, Kyle? Frick, blank papers.
I felt like I had so many things to say this week, and then I just lost it all. Sadly.
Now take some time. Collect.
Well, funnily enough, it was my sister's birthday, 2 days before, and I got her 2 presents. So I'll be real. I dropped the ball last Christmas when it came to presents for my sister, and I felt so bad. So what I did was that I got her 2 presents. I got her 1 present that was from her Christmas wish list that we did with Secret Santa, and then I got her something that surprised her genuinely. So yeah, so I got her these like really cute butterfly earrings that resembled something butterfly earrings from Hot Topic, and then I got her a Scrump doll. So if you remember Lilo and Stitch, you know how Lilo has the little green doll. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got her that. And she is like so happy. She's like, "Oh, look, it's Scrump." Bugs laid eggs in her ear and she's recovering from surgery. I'm like, how do you remember that? She's like, I don't know. So
That's
good.
actually really fun.
That's actually pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I can't believe you found Scrump.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie. I'm not. Can I trade?
Dude,
Can I
no.
trade presents?
You want to trade press? Yeah, I don't think that'll work.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to ask her. You're gonna have to ask her if you can trade press. Oh god. No, yeah.
So, like, you want to trade a Samsung tablet for this? She's like, okay.
No. All right.
Like,
Good stuff.
Come back with like an A9 and then we'll talk.
Dang. Find me with cheap lectures.
There's some other stuff I want to
What?
talk about, but it pertains to like connectively to some of us. So Ty, why don't you say what you got to say before I go into that?
All right. All right. Whatchamacall, dudes. Not too long ago, I had the first day of summer without summer school. I mean, I did have it, but I just ignored it. All my plans got canceled. The first day without work or summer school, 2 days ago. Amazing. So I decided, because I woke up at 6 a.m., and I realized I didn't have work, so I set out like a Mr. Beast-like challenge to see the most amount of sleep I can possibly get as a human being. How much sleep could I actually intake? I got 18 hours.
18 hours?
Wait, can you say that at Mr. Beast place though?
It's just, 18. I mean, it was Mr. Beast, but no money. I woke up, and for a moment, I was a transcendent being. I didn't. I could feel everything. I'm just saying, we should be sleeping 18 hours minimum because I woke up and I could feel my heartbeat. I could feel my heartbeat in every part of my body, including my brain, and I couldn't feel anything else. And I stepped on the floor and I couldn't feel my feet, which means that not only was I able to ignore pain, but I was able to understand every single part of my body just for my heartbeat alone.
Was that
Now, no, I was dying. I actually
Is
felt
that
like
moment,
puking.
Ty, were you able to control all your organs?
I was able to control all my organs, but the only
you
thing I could do was slow down my heart rate. And I didn't have control over it, so I just kept slowing. But yeah, that dude, that's all I want to share is that, if we just got 18 plus hours of sleep a night, we'd definitely become superhumans.
gotta
But of
get
course,
that
the government doesn't want us to
society
do
if
that.
we got 18 hours of sleep.
There's two possibilities: we'd be dead, or we'd be superhumans. It's kind of like Bioshock. But in case the FBI tracks this, I never existed, so we can move on to what Kyle has to say.
No, no. I have to think now. Were you just in a coma then?
No, dude, I think I had about 12 alarms go off. So every time my alarm went off, it actually felt like a flashbang. It was like I'd wake up and I just see like a blur, like just swirling around the room, and I'd like reach frantically for my alarm just to shut it
What
off
the
one more time.
fuck?
It was terrible. It was actually bad. It was actually bad. Like in all honesty, that was one of the worst experiences of my life. I don't know why I kept continuing because every time I woke up, I was like, if I go back to sleep, everything's gonna get worse. Everything's gonna get worse. I don't want it to get worse.
Yeah,
And I'd wake up and I'd be like, oh, but I'm too lazy to get up.
because there's such
So,
thing as oversleeping, you know.
oh no, I definitely experienced that, dude. I've been recovering. It's
Yeah.
bad. It's really bad.
Uh, uh,
Anyways, it was an experiment.
yeah.
Ty. Wait, I need to ask you something now.
What's up?
How would you react if you're like, okay, I'm gonna see how much sleep you can get. So you fall asleep,
Yep.
and then immediately you wake up in the hospital with like an IV, like, oh, what happened? And then like, the nurse comes in and she said, you've been sleeping all summer. Like the semester starts tomorrow.
What would I react, or how would I
How would
feel?
you react? What would you do?
So basically the entire summer went by.
Yeah, you just fell into like a coma, basically.
Well, I have enough sleep to basically power me through the next like the summer's 2 months, and when we think about it, like 8 hours of sleep fuels the next 16, right? Which means that this 70 days has multiplied to 140 days of pure energy. So I'd use that energy to bend everything around me to my will. Oh, no, okay. Well, actually, come to think of it, doesn't make sense. So I'd probably cry.
You probably cry.
I would just straight up start sobbing. I'd probably throw like some kind of tantrum, being honest. As a 21-year-old man, I'd be like, that's the real truth.
Oh my god.
Pretty valid reaction, honestly.
Yeah, that's a real
Yeah,
reaction. I'm not even
that's
kidding.
a pretty-
I would actually throw a tantrum and cry.
That's pretty valid.
Good question. Good question. Yeah. That's enough for me, though.
Just really two things, two personal questions. One, have you guys been Pokemon Scarlet?
Oh, Scarlet.
No, I had Violet.
Oh, you got Violet. Okay. What
I got
about
Scarlet. Ooh,
Ty?
you
What
got
did you get?
Scarlet.
Okay. Did you beat Scarlet?
No.
Fuck. I want to complete the Pokedex. So.
Rich, I'll get to it. There's a summer. We're in summertime.
Oh yeah, that's right. You've literally been a teacher, so you get all the work and know the pace. No.
Whoa, man. Whoa, man. We got a pro for this. Now people know that Bing Bong's a teacher.
Oh,
I'm a
no.
Call me a Schmetcher. Call me a Schmetcher from here on
You're
out.
Schmetcher.
Yes.
Do you actually want me to censor that, or
No, I don't care. I don't care.
that's a very? I have to say it's very unspecific. If I'm being real.
I couldn't care less, to be honest.
That is like, that's your payment, right? You don't make money, but at least like people on the internet will be like, "Oh, you're a teacher." Oh,
I'm sorry. What are you sorry for?
right? That's what you get out of it, right? Like they're like, "Oh, thank you for what you do, but also sorry."
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for your loss. I didn't lose anybody.
How
You
accurate-
lost your
how
Disney.
Would that make you feel good if someone walked up to you and like, "Oh, you're a teacher. Oh, thank you for what you do for your students, but also sorry."
Oh, God,
How would you
it's so
feel?
true. If people said sorry to me for being a teacher, just in general,
Yeah.
or I would look at them deep in the eyes, I would stare at it until the pupils, both of our corneas, make contact, our irises, and I'd be like, man, it's all right, it's all right.
It's
And
alright.
then I'd beat them up.
What the fuck?
To assert dominance.
For what?
How dare they feel
Why?
sorry for me? How dare they feel sorry for me?
What?
But afterwards, I look at them one more time and say it's okay because I'm a good guy. That's
You
what
don't-
I do.
You
Oh,
don't want any.
okay.
I mean, unless they are a woman or child, then I will not lay a finger.
Any
It has to
man-
be a man, and he has to have a criminal record. And he also has to be he cannot be aware of me hitting him, or else I will lose the fight. But outside of those circumstances, that's what I do, John.
Basically, you want him to be blind and deaf, and also he can't feel anything.
Yeah.
he has to not be a human being. He has to be like a sea cucumber.
Sea
even-
And at that
cucumber.
point, but if he's labeled crippled, then I will not hurt him. Oh my gosh, I cannot win. In that case, I'll just forgive him. Straight up. It's all right, man. We're gonna look at all of us. Public admin, YouTuber. We're gonna get tons of. I'm
Whoa,
so
whoa,
sorry.
whoa,
Until
whoa!
the day we
You
make
can,
it big,
you
alright?
can, you can't
We're gonna
compare a
make it big
public
one day.
admin to a YouTuber, bro. Don't
Yes,
bring
I
public
can.
don't bring public admins down like that, dude. That's-
11's a very admirable position, but until all, I'm just saying all three of us are gonna struggle a bit, all right? We're
no,
in
no,
our
no, no,
20s,
no.
we're
Public
in our early
admin
20s.
sounds amazing. Being a
It
YouTuber
is.
does not sound impressive whatsoever.
No, I'm gonna say it's not impressive.
God,
It is
man.
hard.
I would say it's pretty impressive. It's like you're just climbing up a mountain at this point.
I mean, that's pretty
Yeah,
fair.
you were
but
fighting multiple systems currently.
yeah, to be fair, I am like that is true. At the other hand, though, I'm a bit. I got like lazy artist syndrome right now. It's not fun. It's garbage.
Okay.
People think
Well,
you're not
that's it.
struggling, and you doubt you're
right.
struggling, but you are struggling. It's stupid shit. It's garbage. I hate it.
Yeah, you're doing great, Kyle. Didn't you see how many views you got on TF2? But it's sad.
And I know it was really good. I actually did
Oh
like,
yeah.
and that was a John video. That was a John made video, and I love it. I love it.
Dude, didn't you see my message this morning, Kyle? Straight up, my recommendations pages had the Living Tombstone video.
Yeah, it's because you looked up blank papers. But yeah. It gets in my feed. It gets in your feed.
That was on a different computer. This was on my phone.
I will say this. I think I kind of finally understand how I feel about making certain videos, because sorry, I'm about to like get into this ego like,
Are you
oh,
gonna
this is how I
cry?
feel. No. This
It's
is
okay, you can cry.
Kidding. I was just kidding.
this is like full insight of how I feel about like of a certain video series. The Chronicles of Playbody was like literally slowly destroying my mental. Like actually, I slowly started to realize it that I was not having fun recording that when when I finally recorded the last episode, which will be the last episode of it, and God, I was not having fun. And then I just ended up being like, I want to record Pokemon Black version. And then I recorded Pokemon Black version, had a fucking blast with that, and I was like, holy shit. I've literally just been like suffering and constantly thinking about a project that I just secretly hated this whole time.
Kyle, we should do that mod where like one of us can be like the enemy trainers.
Oh, dude, that would be so cool.
Does that actually
Oh.
exist?
I want to do the.
Yeah.
I also want to do the. There's the Pokemon fusion thingies where there's like different combinations of Pokemon that are, if you match them together, it's becoming a meme and trend thing. I want to do that as well.
Hop on that train, dude.
Yeah, but first I want to play through Pokemon Black, Heart Gold, and then White, Black 2. I mean, and then yeah, all that jazz. And I'm actually starting Halo freaking CE, which is new video. That's like the sequel video to Halo freaking Infinite, which is still surprising that that's my most viewed video on Polar Hog.
Wait, CE?
Awesome,
Did you
dude.
say CE? Or
Yeah.
Halo Reach?
Halo freaking CE. I'm gonna do Halo freaking CE first, chronologically.
No way.
Yeah. So yeah, be ready for a Halo CE video, I guess, on Polar Hog Games. I was actually timing
Anything
us.
else?
We reached the 20-minute mark.
All right. Well, good stuff, gentlemen. Now we hit the threshold of memes. So, I would like you guys to look at the 4 memes I posted in memes chat, and we're gonna choose one to discuss. I'm hoping that we all have the same wavelength.
Is
Wait.
Okay.
Please take your
We're
time.
gonna discuss.
Take your time.
So this first one right here is
Which one would you like to discuss? Out
Let's-
of the four.
well, let's go from top to down right now.
Okay, so you want to you're driving straight into all four. All right, I'm good with this. Okay, let's start with the top one.
The
You guys
the
take
age
on
of
this.
consent is 18, and you have Vegeta and Goku on the top.
Yes, this is not the coolest thing you've ever seen in your life. I think this is the coolest thing.
That one's kind of disturbing.
What are you talking about? It's Goku and Vegeta enforcing the fact that the age of consent is 18.
What does that mean?
Is it
The age of consent is 18? They're saying the age of consent is 18. This is a very, very beautiful picture, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah, do you? There should be no disagreements with this picture. But
I don't like what it's insinuating. Like,
what is it insinuating? It's just Goku and Vegeta proclaiming the age of consent is 18.
I don't know. Something about it. Yeah. Do you want to just move on, John? Do you have anything to
let's
say?
move on.
No.
No. Okay. Next meme. All right.
Meme number 2.
It's like
All right.
it looks like they're angry because the age of consent.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh,
That's
no.
what I'm thinking. It was like,
You're
what did
righteous
you
to get
say?
rid of people
It's like
who
the age of
don't
consent
abide
is
by this
18. Don't hurt me. I'm just saying this.
law.
All right.
All right.
So you got
so
Andrew
next-
Tate with some curly haired dude. Chess is gay because why am I making moves on another man? Like, that's totally gay.
Yeah, thoughts, gentlemen? Thoughts? Like, I live by this, you know? I don't... No, there's nothing wrong with being GAY, but just... I
No,
don't know.
bro, it's just it's not that you're gay. It's because you're gay. That's what.
It's just... No, I mean, like, if you play chess, it's just kind of objective, right? Can we agree?
That's What if you're playing with a woman? Think about that.
Oh, shoot!
You know
Well,
about that?
I don't know. Wait, I don't want to go into this rabbit hole, to be honest. So I'll just say she's
don't-
exempt.
I don't even know. I'm really like cautious of Andrew Tate. If I'm being real, anything that Andrew Tate's. I know this is not really related to the meme. This is completely off topic of the meme. Like Andrew Tate. Anytime somebody says, Andrew Tate is actually kind of based though. I'm just like, bro, just wait, just fucking wait. There's gonna be something
Well,
so
wasn't he, like,
wrong.
accused of trafficking or something.
Yeah, he's definitely accused of
There
trafficking.
have been there have been pretty bold accusations. I wouldn't say based does it too much justice.
Yeah. I mean, it's not to say that people who are like terrible don't say base statements. I'm just these like base statements are about advice through relationships from a man that doesn't even look sane. Okay.
All right, I can agree.
Anything to say about this one, John?
No, not really.
Yeah, okay. Let's move on. Jesus,
All
this
right,
is
all right.
like cancelable shit.
I knew this one would be kind of hard, so I'm gonna lighten the load with this next one.
School starts at 8:00. Me at 7:60, smiling and just like a dude just
Wait,
smiling.
how did you get that picture of me?
Bro, yeah,
I don't know,
right?
dude. I'm sorry. I thought that you cool with me posting you on the internet.
My real face on here.
Gosh,
If it helps, I posted a picture of me running a knee.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's not wrong. Is it?
Wait, which one are we looking at?
The
All right.
school starts at 8:00.
Oh, sorry, I was looking at the DVD.
Oh boy, no.
No,
You're the school. You're the 760.
No, that orange guy, that's me.
Yeah, let's move on to the last one.
Wait.
Found this
I
inside
just
of
have
a
to
church.
say.
Okay.
This the top meme gives me vibes of I'm gonna put this thing on for 90 seconds, for 99 seconds in the microwave. That's the vibes I get.
For now, yes.
How long is 99 seconds? I don't know, just put it in.
A minute and 30 minutes.
99 minutes.
99.
A minute
Yeah.
and
All
39
right.
seconds.
God's little creatures. One arc 5,000.
Yeah,
Wait,
I didn't want people to know that I
$50,000.
was movie time.
What could go
I'm sorry,
wrong?
John. A
I
charming story. I found this in the middle of my church, dude. I
I
want you to look to the right. Is that not the Madagascar 2 villain? Is that not him? Look at it.
the Madagascar
Zoom in.
the Madagascar 2. Oh my god, it is.
It is, right?
Holy
It's
shit.
straight up. It's a
Wait.
ripoff of a ripoff.
What is this movie called though?
What's up?
Amy Grant's in it?
No, I didn't even read that.
Wait, what?
Amy Grant. I actually know who that is. That's crazy.
She's a songwriter, right?
Yeah.
Or am I thinking of someone else? No
Amy Grant.
freaking way.
It
Martin
really-
Sheen too.
I don't know what Martin.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know. I don't know those guys. I just have
But
to.
no, I'm
I think he was. I forgot what he was in, but I know he's old.
I
He's
just
an actor.
I
That's
just-
about it.
I just don't know how I feel about the subtitle, and I don't know how I feel about this movie. I feel like they messed up the
What are the main two creatures? I mean, it's Noah's Ark. They clearly didn't make it on. What happened to the middle two? I really
I
want to
really
know.
don't know. Did they try to do ancient creatures and then just gave up and just did modern creatures?
These are not barnyard creatures. These are barnyard abominations.
The
What is his
modern
nose?
creatures, modern creatures.
Oh, a modern.
Yeah, because that looks like a
Oh, no, I just-
dodo, and the other one, I don't know what that is.
That
That looks
is-
like a
that's not a
dog, a
big-
bear, and it kind of looks like it might have wings.
Straight up. The thing on the right is chowder. The thing on the left is I don't know what it is. It looks like a trunk. Chowder. I don't know.
Fetch me the M60. Chowder. I don't know what gun.
I'm sorry, boys. I let us astray. Do we have any final thoughts concerning
I mean,
two?
you literally led us towards God, right?
Amen.
Hey, there you go. There you go.
God,
I let us on stray. Good point. Good
I
point.
mean, this is like
What?
2 times in a row we've. What?
So why does the orange guy like assert so much dominance? It makes me uncomfortable.
It does make
I
me
know, dude.
uncomfortable.
He thinks he's the main character. He might be the main character, but I don't want him to be.
I don't like his eyebrows.
Look,
I don't like what he's insinuating.
I don't like
This
his
is-
lack of
This is a
eyebrows.
Christian.
There are
This is a
eyebrows.
Christian movie. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? This is a Christian movie.
What do the 5 things at the bottom represent? Is that stars? Those are birds. There's 5 birds. What does that represent?
I don't know.
Dove.org.
Approved.
They approved it 5
Dove.org.
times, apparently.
I think that's boy. I think they can't say it's 5 stars, so they just put 5 things on there to make it look like it's 5 stars.
Thought you can get me.
Oh my god.
God's little creatures. You thought you can get me.
Like,
All right.
if we honestly,
All right.
if we,
Be 10 out of 10. They're like, yeah. It's like I'd give it a 1. Oh, would you give it a 5 if it was out of 100? They're like, sure, and they just slap 5 on there.
I would.
I don't know, man. Dove.org. I trust them with all my heart. It's a movie company. Oh, all right.
Honestly,
Do
I
you
would
have any
love
final comments?
if we just keep making memes like it was like the final day to do a freaking homework or something.
Dude, I'd be down to do that next time.
No, that's what we literally did for the last two. For the last 2 like meme of the weeks, we just like procrastinated the shit out of these memes.
Let me put this meme. The viewers will understand this one now. Well, they won't understand it, but they'll have a comprehension of what it could mean.
No, oh no, we're
Oh
setting
my
clues already. Like Gravity Falls, we're already setting clues.
I didn't know that
We're setting clues already.
Are they ready? Are they ready? They're ready. huh?
They're ready for it. They're ready for it. They're ready for it. And then now it's up to them. And now it's up to them to put
Show it.
It's
Show
right,
it.
it's right
I
here.
think that's
Show it.
dangerous.
Right here.
Show
It's
it.
dangerous ground.
Gosh darn
I
it.
don't know.
I turned you down, Ty, because
What?
John honestly sounds quiet to me. But that blaring, so I also had to turn you guys up. But then you guys hit the soundboard, and I was like, that was so loud.
Show it. Show it. All right,
Alright.
gentlemen, you ready to start the discussion?
Yeah.
All right, all right, all right. Just gonna wing this. The Iron Giant.
Okay, let's go.
Now, going into this movie, well, I mean, just initial thoughts actually. How did you guys feel about the movie? Starting with John.
I thought it
Just
was pretty good.
Hey.
I think the thing that I appreciate the most about it is how accurate the movie is to the era
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
in the Cold War. I mean, literally, they even like with Mansley, like they literally have a federal department for like things they don't understand.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I'm from the Federal Department of Paranoia. We're here to investigate things that we're paranoid about.
Yeah.
Like,
It's such a good addition, and that's great
yeah,
cash. How about you, Cal?
It was really good, actually. It's really great. I was. It's honestly refreshing to see a 2D movie again, and I also just was surprised how like super well it was done. Like it gave
Mhm.
me Lilo Stitch vibes where it tackles such hard themes, but it like
Mhm.
a kid in like a little happy meal basically, essentially. Is the way to
Nice.
describe it. It's pretty freaking sick. I
Exactly.
yeah.
It tackled a lot of really big themes, such as soul choices and how they shape us to who we are. It's a fantastic film, and the more we look into it, especially as adults, we're actually able to not only conceptualize but take the stuff like the background, the era at the time, and we're able to see, wow, well, this movie was really reaching out to something greater than just um I'd say something as simple as bad guy, good guy, but it hits the point of what does all of this actually mean. Now, moving on, I would actually like to ask a very similar question that we've asked before, and just ask what was your guys' favorite character and why? Um, who would like to start?
You choose, Ty.
favorite character.
Yeah, yeah. Do you guys need a moment to think?
I actually do have
Uh,
one in mind, but I don't know. I'll go.
Yeah, yeah. Or it doesn't even have to be favorite. It has to be. It could be a character that you found interesting, and we can discuss all the characters right after that we pull out. But a character that you found very interesting, you liked a lot, and yeah, we'll just all name them. We can discuss it after each one in the chronological order.
Should I go
If you
first?
want, I can go first, or you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
go
go for it.
first.
Go for
Call
it.
me a basic bitch, but the giant is so freaking
Oh yes.
good. Like I love his level of like naivety, and there's like this sense of like control that he lacks in some aspects, but there's like but then once what's his face? What's the kid's face again?
Okay.
Hogarth. Yeah, once
Hmm.
Hogarth like seems like dead, he like reacts to it like willfully. You know, he has full control of his emotions, but he still goes out and like destroys everything. I thought that was a really great moment. But just in general, I feel like there's just many times where it's kind of like the alien concept where they don't really understand everything completely, so concepts are like taken like literally, and just like imagine doing that but with a giant robot that could murder
A
everybody.
gigantic robot.
Pretty freaking
Exactly.
sick. Is a really good concept. It's very interesting way of doing that alien fish out of water like concept, and that's why I like the Iron Giant. He's like he's still a well-intentioned robot, but like, which is so funny to say, a well-intentioned robot, but such a fun and innocent, being like such a multi-layered character, you know, altogether. Actually, there's more to him than you think.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
And we'll dive into that right after. John, how about you, man?
I like the general. I think he's pretty funny.
General's pretty funny. I like the general.
Oh yeah, the general.
I like
I
I
really.
like how like even though he's like a military person, I like how logical he kind of is. He's not paranoid like everybody else is. He's just kind of
Yeah.
like
Yes. Exactly. Exactly.
like he's used to it. He's just like, yeah, listen, I get calls about Iron Giants all day long. Like, don't even talk to me right now. Especially like at the end when he actually is just like, yeah, the Giant's good. He's cool.
Yeah.
Final scene with the general was him saluting the giant after he blew up. Just that's a little fine detail that I saw last time. I was like, oh shoot,
So good.
that's pretty sick.
So good. So good.
Okay, so we've covered nice. We've covered the giant and we've covered the sergeant. Two characters that are normally like I'd say if they were put in media, immediately they are just stereotyped. The general's normally big jerk off that everyone hates. That's just the military is normally the first person to jump the gun and try to destroy and kill something. The general was logical. He was logical. He cared about his country. He cared about his troops. Everything about the general was lovable. But going to the giant, um, I think as a kid, I've always seen this movie as something where, for some reason, I thought it was Hogarth. I always thought of Hogarth as the main character. I thought Hogarth was the one that was developing throughout the movie. I thought it was. I had like this little misconception of what the movie's purpose was all about. I thought it was Hogarth was a growing boy and he learned to love the robot. I was so
Yeah.
off, very, very, very off. The giant was the baby, as you said, Kyle. The giant was this naive little baby, this neutral little
Yeah.
baby that was brought up about like throughout the world and was shown good intentions. He was shown the good in humanity. And although he has a defense mechanism that could make him to like the deadliest weapon of all time, he was brought up by good choices. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because I look at Hogarth now, and I find his character to be so fascinating because instead of like movies normally start with some with some kid that just gets influenced by all the characters. I'm starting to realize on this new watch is that Hogarth was actually kind of like a catalyst for just good throughout the entire movie. From the
Right.
get go, he was different from his environment, like John brought up the Cold War. I mean, there was like the scene where they were watching the movie and they were all talking about how they should blow up whatever they find, the smithereens, and all the kids were a little bit violent because of course, how do you react at this time? It's either mass hysteria or it's violent thoughts. I'd say, especially in like mass paranoia between conflict between two gigantic parts of the world. Whatchamacall, Hogarth stuck out like a sore thumb from the beginning. And because of this, Hogarth slowly actually began to influence. He didn't develop himself, he was completely done. I mean, he got a little bit from Dean with Yuhar, who you choose to be quote. But as the movie went on, you just see Hogarth himself begin to influence everyone around him slowly. Because of Hogarth, I thought it was the giant. I think it's because of Hogarth specifically and like this weird sense of like this more like this good I don't know is it justice as well as just his innocence. It guides and kind of helped to shift everyone else throughout the film to become better people. And I thought that was something that really wasn't appreciated because I didn't even think about Hogarth until I rewatched the film.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, to be fair though, his name's Hogarth, so like,
I
I
mean,
know, right?
dude, I know it's kind of lame, huh?
No, that's a good point though. I think and now I'm realizing it like Hogarth didn't really go through any sort of character development. I bet he did like a little bit, but
Yeah,
but
maybe a
that wasn't
little.
the main thing really. It seemed like yeah, every single time Hogarth was like interrupting the plot or Hogarth was stopping the giant or Hogarth was um doing
Exactly.
something to keep the giant safe or something like that. Just kind of like he's moving the plot, not, um, you know,
The
uh,
giant.
yeah, not the giant. And I guess that's why he has like a secondary protagonist sort of dealio. But again, he doesn't go through any development per se. So he's again, yeah, that's a great way to describe it. A catalyst, really. Actually,
Yeah.
I just looped in what you just said.
Oh, dude, I'm glad I hooked back.
Yeah.
That was a good point. That was a good point.
I
He's
just want
definitely the. What's up? Go for it.
No, go. You go for it. You go for it.
You sure?
Yeah, go.
Okay, okay. Just real quick then, but it definitely shows that amongst there are different factions of people. There are the people that are scared, and there are the people that remain onto their own choices and their own mindsets. And the two things that Hogarth does bring out, because like you're covering it, you're covering it. The way he influences the story is, I think, two main people: his mom and Dean. He took the soul. His mom taught him about souls. It's bad to kill. It's not bad to die. And from Dean, he took you are who you choose to be. And that's who he molded himself to be. He molded himself to be someone who's hopeful, as well as someone that believes in the best of humanity. And of course, he is influenced, but like you were reiterating, he is a catalyst. I just wanted to slide that in. It was nothing important, but I think there's just a lot going on between how his environment influenced him to start with, and how he just returns it back to the right parts.
Dang. Okay. That was really good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me just mention this real quick before I move on. Another of my favorite characters is the mom.
Ooh.
Next question.
Right on, right on. All right. Same. Um. All right, gentlemen. So,
So
what is
dumb.
your take on the purpose of Kent, and how did Kent fit into the setting, into the environment of, what was it, like Knoxville?
Clark
Who's
Kent.
Kent?
Kent. Oh, Mansley, Agent Mansley.
Agent Mansley.
Yeah, he just kind of got thrown into there, right? Into
Babyface.
this town. Babyface. Yeah, we can call him BF. So how did you guys feel when BF got thrown into it? Like, it's a weird, big, broad question, and I'm making it that way on purpose. But basically, what does that mean to you? How did that feel? Give me your thoughts on just Kent Mansley in general, or BF.
Uh,
Yeah.
I went.
Gives
Mansley?
me
I went.
yeah. Is his name Kent Mansley? I could have sworn it was.
Is it Kate Mansley or
Uh,
Kate?
I think he's just a dude trying to do his job.
Yes.
I think he's definitely a little bit nutty, but that's probably why he got hired in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. I love that. I love that.
Fairly.
How about you, Cal?
How? I don't. It's so hard. It's so typical. I don't know why. This is like the first time I've watched this ever, and it's like I just have typical brain on. I just don't like it. I think
No, that's fine. That's fine.
it feels weird. I
You're
feel like
free
they
to
just.
branch off.
It's so like he's so shooed in as like the worst character. Like this is obviously the worst character. This is the one that's like constantly messing it up. This is the one to blame. This is the one to yeah. That's just how I feel about him.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, I think you're spot on with how they wanted you to feel.
Yeah, yeah.
But I will say what John was saying is definitely a track that hit me as an adult watching this film. He is a man doing his job. Of course, he didn't need to go to the extent that he went to in some areas where he's like straight up just threatening to just like destroy kids' life. But I think a nice thing now that we're older, now that we know the backgrounds and the circumstances and what era they're in, what I think Kent Mansley is, he's not just the guy. Like we as the viewers, we see like an evil Disney villain as an evil Disney villain, right? Like that guy represents evil and Seth. What I think Mansley represented in general was what was the state of the world, at least the state of America. I think he represented all of the paranoia and all of the disgusting things that everyone felt. Not in a way that's like unfathomable, but in a way that was like he was doing his job. He was cold, he was calculated, and he had bursts. He had bursts of anger, and he was sloppy at times. But he was really just a guy, in reality, that represented what America was kind of like at that time. He stepped into the town of Knoxville. The first things I was looking at was he was like, oh no, big things happen in big places. He was like condescending to the town. But as things happen, because you look at these smaller places, and you're like, this is not important to the rest of the world. But as time went on, as things happened, you see him slowly go into this descent of, holy crud, this is real. and we're all gonna die. And I'm gonna expose this at any cost. It's not. I'm not defending him as a good guy by any means. He was clearly a jerk off, but he was clearly a bad guy. But I think it's very fascinating that you look at Mensley and you don't see some kind of foreign villain that only exists within like fairy tales, but you start to see a guy that's just as paranoid as the rest of the country was at that time. Like even his outburst at the was the diner. He was like, who made this? The Russians, the Chinese, the Canadians. I don't care. It's a funny line, but it definitely highlights the world was horrified at this time, and putting Mansley was such a crazy thing to see in the midst of this really calm, unalerted American dream of a town where everyone was happy, bicycling around, and then you put in a guy that is very present within the conflict and the paranoia of the rest of the world in this town, and it creates a juxtaposition. You look at him and you're like, this guy is off.
Yeah.
He's different.
Okay.
And that is bad. And he was a jerk off once again, but I find it to be so fascinating that I saw him just purely as a jerk off as a kid, but now I'm like, oh no, he was scared. The whole world was scared at this time.
Damn it,
Maybe
yeah.
I'm taking too much from it.
No,
But yeah, that's my piece.
I slowly started to piece together like everything as soon as you started like explaining everything. I was just like, "Fuck, you're right. I fell into the trap." I'm not liking the guy. I mean, I think like definitely I was very emotional about the fact that he literally launched a nuke, at the Iron Giant when clearly there was like they were all in danger. That was definitely my most infuriated feeling about that.
Oh, it was a mad scene. Yeah,
But
you're justified.
gosh darn it, yeah. It's literally like it's literally just like a representation of paranoia in the world cranked up to the max basically. I definitely see where you're on about that. That's fucking dang it. Why did I see that?
It's weird though because we focus on the gigantic robot dropped into a quiet, beautiful town. We don't focus on the agent. That's just kind of a jerk off, the
Yeah.
crazy guy.
Yeah.
But when you look at it, you have to ask yourself, why does this stick out like a sore thumb? And I think maybe I'm taking it too far, but I think that's the reason. Oh man, but all right, I guess I have one more thing to bring up. Um, Not so much of a. I don't really know. This one's formulating in my brain. Sorry, boys, I didn't have this written down. Um, you know what? No, I'm gonna ask one more. I'm gonna ask two questions then. Let this one sit. This one's a quick one. So I know we talked about it last night. I want to hear you guys flush it out. That deleted scene where the dream sequence kind of happened,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, Dean was asleep. No, that wasn't in the original movie. They left that out, where he's shut to the TV. Spoiler alert. And there's a 400 million Iron Giants storming a random planet and blowing it up, and he's like, "Huh?" And then it cuts to the giant waking up and going back to sleep. Like that wasn't in the original film. I
Yeah.
did not know that existed. I've heard of it. What was your guys' take on it? Was that necessary or not at all?
I thought it actually messes with the movie a little too much
Continue.
because when you watch the dream sequence, and unless I'm interpreting it wrong, it implies that the Iron Giant is meant for destruction,
Yes.
which I don't think that's the point of the film.
Yes.
When you see all the Iron Giants and they're just destroying stuff, like it's just like, well, were they made to destroy stuff? And I don't like that because throughout the film you see very much that the Iron Giant does not want to destroy stuff.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. If that dream sequence exists, then I would say I don't even care how nice the Iron Giant is. I think Mansley right. They should blow him up if that dream sequence is real. Because if that dream sequence is reality for some civilization out there, then they literally just cannot risk that Iron Giant from doing anything.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
that's
love that
100%.
point. I love that point. I love that point.
His gun's right, but like right, guns set him off or whatever like that. But like,
Yeah.
Defense mechanism, of course.
what is his programming? Is that compulsory? Right, he is a robot.
Yeah.
At what point does he just even? What point does he even just take over Earth and say no more gun? If you have guns, you get blown up. And of course, that wouldn't necessarily happen because he's just one giant in one town out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. And he wasn't necessarily like, you know, not affected by weaponry.
And I think it takes
Oh
away
yeah.
from the paranoia because when you're watching the film, you're like, is he a weapon? Like, is he an alien? Like,
Oh,
is
I
he just?
agree. I agree.
But
What
then
is he? We
when
got
you
the
watch
answer.
once, you're just like, oh, okay, he's a weapon of mass destruction,
Yeah.
which
Good
takes
job.
away
Good
from
stuff.
a little
Good
bit.
stuff.
Part of the thing is like, what's his purpose? And the dream sequence implies that his purpose is to destroy things, which I don't
Boy,
think is
I want.
true.
Cannot wait to talk about this part.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well said. Well said. That was super good. That was super good.
I'd also like to mention that it was just a little too existential. Like, I mean, I know it
Mhm.
was it was a very like thought provoking like time where it's like everybody's just like overly thinking everything, but it went way too far with the existentialness, like of blowing up a fucking planet. That was
uh,
totally unrelated, and we weren't even thinking about that. Like, we were just thinking about like, oh no, they're like Red Scare, we're about to go to war maybe again. We were thinking like that shit, you know.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh
Way,
dang.
yeah, way too far on
I
that
got
one.
some. Those are some awesome answers. Actually, I love it. It was a little much, and now we know he's a weapon of mass destruction. So why risk it?
Yeah.
Well, I guess there's one point I do want to bring up, and this I think will be our final thing. Um, so yes, well, that insight, I felt, I personally, if I can go over it again, I would remove it. I think it is a little much, but there is one thing that James Gunn uses on this movie. Two things. I'll reveal the small thing, and then I'll remove the magnum opus. So you see that scene, and you realize, holy crap, he's straight up just a weapon. He's literally a gigantic gun. Now, Hogarth throughout the whole movie said, "You are who you choose to be." Dean said that, so it brings up the concept of choice, right? But hey, he's a gun. But here's the thing about the movie, and here's why I find this movie to be so amazing. And maybe it might be a cheap out, but this is why I love the movie so much more now that I know about this. James Gunn was inspired to make this movie because he personally experienced a tragedy of gun violence. His sister passed away, gun violence, and while making this movie, he modeled the entire script after this one question: what if a gun had a soul and it didn't want to kill? That is what he made the movie off of. So, although I feel this scene was unnecessary because it's like, oh, look, he's big and scary, and he's a giant. He is a gun, and now we know that. But the whole purpose, I feel, even though all of that was awesome, was that yes, he's a gun, but he can defy his own nature because the choices that he goes down, the choices that this giant, massive weapon of destruction chooses, makes the best version of himself, the real version of himself, outside of what he was programmed to do. He has a soul. A gun, has a soul, and he doesn't want to kill. So from there on up, we no longer can see the giant as scary, just like the rest of the world does. But we as the audience go and we know that this giant, it has a soul and therefore makes him different from a machine. And I don't know what you boys think about that, but I saw that and I was like, oh, dang, Redbird, got me there, dude. Dang, bird. But
I
what do you
still,
guys
I
think
still
about
think
that?
it's scene though to communicate that.
It's a bit
That's
heavy.
fair.
Still, yeah, I still think even then, like, it's a bit heavy-handed. I think. I think.
That's fair. That's fair, especially
Yeah.
for kids.
I think
But
that is
I
Yeah.
stand by that point. I stand by that.
that's a good quote. I mean,
That is a very good. Yeah.
it's like in Logan repeated that like 50 times throughout the movie is that guns don't really kill people.
Yeah.
But at least it bullets do. I'm like,
Dude,
man.
guns don't kill
Especially-
bullets, people do.
Guns don't kill people because when guns, or the robots created, its purpose is a little blank. I mean, when you think traditionally about guns, they're meant for self-defense and providing for your family. It's when evil intentions or bad emotions actually take over the gun, right?
Of
Yeah.
course.
So I think the movie actually brings up a good point that it's not necessarily the guns that are bad, but that people are kind of nutty.
Oh yeah, the people and the creators are nutty.
You have this Iron Giant, right? And he could just blow up the planet, but
He has a soul.
he doesn't, and instead he wants to use his powers for good, right? That's what he wants to do. And so you have that kind of contrast. I was gonna say dichotomy, but contrast is a better word. Where
Yeah.
yes, he can do good things, but he can also do bad things, and I think that's very accurate to a gun.
Oh, of course.
It's literally if a human and a gun combined together.
Yeah.
Gunsaw man.
Gundam.
No, exactly.
Gunman. He's the Gundam.
Gun.
The Gundam. He's
The
a Gundam.
Gundam.
He's Gundam.
Gundam. But of course, that is reiterating. I feel that's the point. I feel it's definitely the point of he has a soul. Therefore, he's different from a machine that can be utilized by people. He could even fight against his own self, like his own defense mechanisms by the very end, because he can choose to be what he wants to be. He has feelings and emotions, and he has the ability to deviate himself or steer away from horrible actions that are called out to him instinctually, like killing everything in sight and being a gun, because he is what he chooses to be. Oh,
Yeah.
good points all around. I love it.
I wonder if there's like.
Dang, Yvonne, you guys have some good stuff.
I wonder if there's this like.
What was that called?
I was gonna ask. I was gonna say it's like. I wonder if there's this like this saying or some kind of like a thing where it's basically describing the same situation. It's like I don't know, like an exaggerated version of I guess like if you leave a gun laying on the table, it's not gonna kill anybody. You have somebody grab the gun and pull the trigger, then it kills somebody. You know, something like that. Like an extreme version of that, but in like a saying.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a saying like that. There probably is, but I think that's essentially like what.
I mean, I think that's pretty true, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was supposed to say I like that saying. If you make that up now, then it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think that's very true, though. I mean, you have a gun and you check it in a case and you throw it in your closet.
Mm-hmm.
What is that doing? Nothing. It doesn't do anything.
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
It's Schrodinger's gun.
Yeah. And that's literally what the giant is, essentially. It's like you have this giant, massive destruction that could turn up on any time within like a turn of a dime, but the planet's still there. So.
Yep. Yeah, exactly, dude.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
that's kind of weird because then, really, anybody who has a gun is the Iron Giant.
Wow.
Ooh.
That's so
Right.
fucking. No, yeah.
What if a gun had a soul? Well, if the soul has the gun, that's the same application.
Oh man, I
mean,
want
there
that
you
to
go.
be a saying now. It's like, well, then you're the Iron Giant. Then you choose to pull the trigger or something like that.
Someone gets shot. I just got Iron Giant.
Right? It's such a.
Oh my lord.
What an Iron Giant situation, am I right?
Calm down. There's an Iron Giant in the building.
Shut the fuck up. That's so good.
And then, dude, I'm actually pretty stoked that I don't know, we all pulled out something pretty deep from this movie. Because overall, like I'd say I mean, the group of people that like this movie, it's pretty big. It's pretty big now because it's kind of like a cult following movie. But people kind of just constantly talk about the fact that the Iron Giant is just this good thing. They're like, yeah, he's good because he learned the power of friendship. I'm like, there's got to be something deeper than that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I feel you guys covered it like phenomenally. So I was just like, ooh, they're cooking. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, John, Kyle, you got anything more to add?
It's a beautiful movie. There should be more 2D animation like that.
Oh yeah.
It gave me so I love how it gave me like Spielberg. I mentioned this so much, but I love how it gave me Spielberg's feelings as well as Lilo and Stitch. Weirdly, I don't know.
I see the Lilo and Stitch. That makes sense.
And all the side characters kind of look like Recess. I didn't mention that, but all the
Gosh
side
dang it.
characters kind of
Gosh
look
dang
like
it.
Recess.
Don't even say that now. I can't get it out of my head. Dude, you know, honestly, something that shocked me is that Hogarth is 9. I thought he was like 12
What?
or 13. Yeah, he's 9. He's a 9-year-old.
That's pretty crazy.
He's a pretty intelligent and mature character for a 9-year-old. Not
fair,
downing 9-year-olds. What was that?
He skipped a grade. He was like, do your homework.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's right. He is smart. That's why he is smart. That's why.
Oh shoot.
Because like
Oh,
even when
shoot.
he skipped a grade, he's
I
like,
forgot. I
"Frick,
missed
just
that
do the
detail.
homework. It's not that hard." I'm like, "Oh shit, okay." You're schooling these kids that are higher.
Definitely one of those I carry the slideshow project rants. So I was like, damn, Hogarth, I'm sorry. But good catch.
Hogarth's
How
the
about
only
you,
one
John?
doing the project.
What about me?
Any closing thoughts, remarks?
No, I think the movie does a really good job at taking one of the concepts from the 1950s and just the earlier movies, kind of like the Tarantula, where there is the other that exists out there, and
Yes.
the U.S. population doesn't know what that other is. Is it communism? Is it Russia? Is it socialism? They don't know what it is, which is what causes paranoia. But the only thing that they do know is that government says it's bad, and if the government says it's bad, then it has to be destroyed. And I think they did that quite well, where there's just an unknown threat, and then in comes this federal agent, and then he just investigates everything, and they're like, yeah, this is cool. Like we want this where I'm looking at the movie and I'm like, frick this guy, like who does this guy think he is? Like I'd be like calling up my US senators, like, get this guy out of here, dude. He's snooping around in business, like,
definitely snooping around, and definitely a big old splinter.
Big old
That
bitch.
is that is the town. Yeah, he's a big old bitch. But is that the term for him? All right. Yeah, no, couldn't agree more. All right, well, I think those are that was it. That was it for today. So that was the good, the bad, and the Yanny, and you're out.
Please subscribe.